Fellas, a woman who loves you doesn't keep you guessing, doesn't drain you, doesn't need to be chased. But a woman who is using you well, she will keep you confused, hopeful, and hungry enough to accept the crumbs she drops. Now, most men don't see the difference until it's way too late. But these 11 red flags will prove she's using you, not loving you. Welcome or welcome back to Just the Tip. Now, stick with me to the end because I have got a special treat for you. So, some of these may sting a bit because you will recognize patterns from your past or perhaps what you're dealing with right now. And that's actually good because awareness is the first step to change, to reclaim your strength, to stop chasing, and to walk away before she wastes any more of your time, energy, and resources. This isn't about attacking women or being bitter or becoming cynical, but many men assume a woman's intentions are pure simply because those men, are honest and loving. However, some women don't love. They use, they take, they extract. Watch what a woman does, not what she promises. Look for patterns before they become problems. Know the difference between a woman who contributes and one who only consumes. So let's start with the red flag most used men ignore. She's using you if number one, she only shows up when she needs something. This is the first sign and the easiest to spot. Yet, it's the one most men choose to ignore. She disappears when you need her, but she's magically available when she needs something from you. She wants your attention when she's bored, your reassurance when she feels insecure, your help when life gets inconvenient. But when you want attention, she's exhausted or busy. She'll get back to you, but she never does. Here's the truth most men avoid. A woman who only comes to you when she wants something doesn't see you as a romantic partner. She sees you as her emotional pillow or on-call helper, maybe even a backup attention source. For example, she texts you when her friends are busy. She calls when she needs a ride or a favor or a comforting voice. She never initiates plans, never checks on you, never invests. You aren't her man, you're her convenience. Key point: if you feel like a vending machine for emotional comfort or practical support, she may be using you. A woman who cares gives back. Number two, her effort changes depending on what she wants from you. When she wants something, she becomes warm and charming and sweet and affectionate and responsive. She compliments you, she sends long messages suddenly, has time for you. But when she gets what she wants, well, her energy drops to zero. She becomes cold, or distant, or vague, or distracted. Men confuse this with mood swings. It's not mood, it's leverage. She uses affection like a fishing rod and she reels you in. Gives slack, reels you in again. It keeps you confused and chasing and hopeful. Example, she wants help moving. For 3 days, she acts like the most caring woman you've ever met. She's attentive and sweet and present. Then you help her move and suddenly she's distant and cold and unavailable. Key point: effort based on her needs, not the relationship, isn't love, it's a transactional affection. This next red flag is painful and painfully common. Number three, she makes you earn what she gives freely to others. This one cuts deep. A woman who is using you makes you work for the bare minimum while giving her best energy to other men. You get slow replies or dry conversations, cancelled plans, minimum effort. Meanwhile, she's laughing, glowing, fully alive around people she actually values. She gives affection, time, and attention to them without hesitation. A woman who likes you invests with ease. One who uses you makes everything feel like a favor. Example, she takes hours to reply to you, but you see her posting stories the entire time. You ask to meet and she says she's busy. Meanwhile, someone else messages her and she's out the door in 5 minutes. Just a tip, if her best energy never comes your way, stop chasing. Key point: a woman who makes you earn what she gives away freely isn't choosing you, she's managing you. Number 4, she keeps you close but never commits. This is the classic hook. She gives you just enough to keep you around, but never enough to move forward. She says things like, you know what? I'm not ready, but I really like you. Or, I need time. Or, I'm scared of relationship, but she still wants your attention, time, emotional labor, even loyalty. She wants all the benefits of a relationship without any responsibility to you. She keeps you in the waiting room of her life while she explores her other options in the main lobby. If she truly wanted you, she wouldn't risk losing you. Example: she tells you she isn't ready for something serious. She wants boyfriend effort from you while reminding you she isn't your girlfriend. Just a tip: if you're her, maybe someone else is her. Yes. Key point: a woman who wants you will claim you. One who uses you will stall. Number 5. She only gives affection when you pull away. A woman who is using you doesn't give affection because she cares, but because she fears losing the benefits you provide. When you're available, she's distant. When you pull away, she becomes warm again. Not because she misses you, but because she misses what you do for her. Her affection becomes a reward she uses to regain control. Men mistake this for renewed interest, but it isn't. It's fear of losing her emotional supply. Example: you stop texting first, and suddenly she's sending long messages, flirting again, acting sweet. Then once you return to giving her attention, she cools down again. Just a tip: affection that appears only when you pull back is manipulation. Key point: a woman who loves you gives affection to build closeness. One who uses you gives affection to regain influence. Do any of these sound familiar so far? Share your stories in the comments so other men can learn. Number 6. She treats you like a therapist, not a lover. A woman who is using you will turn you into her personal emotional tampon. She calls when she's overwhelmed, vents when she's stressed, unloads every feeling, every frustration, every fear straight onto you. You become her comfort zone, her listener, her stability. But if you open up, she changes the subject, gets tired, scrolls through her phone. Your feelings don't matter unless they affect her needs. A woman who loves you wants to know your mind and your heart. One who uses you only wants relief. Example: every time she has a bad day, you are the first person she runs to. But when you are having a hard day, she says, you know what? You're strong. You'll be fine. And then she brushes it off. Just a tip: if you're her emotional outlet but never her emotional priority, she's not building with you. Key point: a woman who values you shares emotional space. One who uses you treats you like breathing stress relief tool. Number 7. She keeps you around while she searches for someone better. Ouch. This one's brutal because you feel it long before you see it. She keeps you warm but never lets things grow. Gives you just enough affection to keep you invested. Talks like you matter but moves like you're temporary. Her future plans don't include you. Her effort stays minimal. Her interest rises and falls depending on who else is giving her attention. You become the man she keeps in the background while she looks for the man she actually wants in the foreground and in her. Example: she invites you to hang out when her weekend plans fall short. She messages you when her preferred guy ghosts her. Shows interest only after another man disappoints her. You aren't her first choice. You're her safety option. Just a tip: if she acts single while expecting you to stay loyal, she isn't confused. She's opportunistic. Key point: a woman who sees you as her future acts with consistency. One who keeps you as a fallback acts with convenience. Number 8. She gives you intimacy only to avoid losing you. A woman who's using you can sense when you're pulling back. She feels your distance and your energy shifting, and suddenly she's affectionate again. She wants to see you. She's flirty and sweet and wants closeness, not because she wants you, but because she wants to stop you from leaving. She gives just enough to reset your hope, then withdraws again once she feels safe. Men often confuse this for revived chemistry, but it's fear of losing access to you. Example, you stop chasing, get quiet, give her space. Then she calls late at night saying she wants to see you, she misses you, you meet up with her, everything is warm again. Then you're back to giving her attention, and she turns cold. Just a tip, if closeness shows up only when she senses you pulling away, you are not her romantic partner. You're her anchor. Key point, a woman who loves you wants closeness to deepen the bond. One who uses you wants closeness to keep the benefits alive. Number 9, she gets defensive when you ask for basic respect. A woman who is using you gets irritated the moment you ask for anything reasonable. You ask for clarity, she calls it pressure. You ask for consistency, she calls it control. You ask for honesty, she calls it drama. She flips the situation around so your standards become the issue. Why? Because standards interrupt her access to what you provide. She needs you distracted, off balance, and doubting yourself so she can keep taking. A woman who truly cares isn't offended by basic respect. She will meet you halfway. But a woman who is using you sees boundaries as an obstacle to her comfort. Example, you tell her you don't like being cancelled on last minute. Instead of acknowledging it, she accuses you of being too sensitive. Or she says, you know how I am. That isn't just about personality. That's disrespect disguised as identity. Just a tip, if she treats your standards like an inconvenience, she isn't invested in you. She's invested in what she gains from you. Key point, a woman who values you improves her behavior. One who uses you attacks your boundaries. Number 10, she uses guilt to control your choices. A woman who is using you won't guide you with warmth but guilt. She makes you feel wrong for having boundaries, feel selfish for having needs, and feel obligated to choose her comforts over yours. Guilt becomes her steering wheel, using it to direct your actions without taking responsibility for her own behavior. When guilt trips enter the relationship, real love leaves. If every disagreement ends with you apologizing for things you didn't even do, she isn't resolving problems. She's securing control. Example, you tell her you can't take her out this weekend because of work. She responds with, well, I guess I'm not that important to you. Guilt trip. Then she goes silent until you feel guilty enough to change your plans. Just a tip, if guilt becomes the price of her approval, you're dealing with manipulation, not affection. Key point, a woman who loves you welcomes communication. One who uses you punishes your independence. So, just before I reveal the 11th red flag that proves she's using you, not loving you, and how to stop choosing throwbacks, plus my little announcement, if you have found value in this video, please give it a like and consider subscribing. And thank you if you already have. Number 11. She never builds anything with you, only takes from what you have already built. A woman who loves you wants to grow with you. She contributes ideas, supports your plans, and brings something to the table, whether emotional or practical. A woman who is using you only shows up to take. She doesn't add, doesn't help, doesn't invest. You are the one who makes all the plans, carries the conversations, solves the problems, keeps the connection alive. She's not participating, just benefiting. Example, you pay for dinners, plan the dates, drive to her, listen to her, check on her, the works. But she never asks how your day was or initiates anything meaningful. She never helps lift the weight of life with you. Just the tip, if everything collapses the moment you stop giving, you are never in a relationship. You were her supplier. Key point, a woman who loves you builds with you. One who uses you lives off you. So, which of these red flags have you experienced? Again, share your story so others can learn. When a woman is using you, the signs aren't subtle. They show up in her lack of effort, her lack of consistency, lack of energy, and her behavior over time. Most men stay because they lean on their own feeling of chemistry and think their patience is loyalty. A self respecting man learns to see and accept the truth. A woman who values you makes you feel steady, brings you peace, gives effort. She grows with you, not at your expense. Walking away from being used isn't losing a woman, it's reclaiming your life. You deserve a woman who supports you, energizes you, and respects the man you're becoming. Do not settle for one who uses your kindness as an opportunity. A man becomes stronger the instant he stops trying to prove his worth. Make that your standard, and do not settle for anything less. If you have trouble choosing women who treat you with respect, you may be a prime candidate for my Wake Up to Love program. Here's a recent review. Fair warning, it's a challenging self-development program, not a hookup program, and it only works if you do the work. So, to see if you are the right fit, scan the QR code or click the link below. And just a heads up for the guys who follow my work, after a decade of helping guys on YouTube, I am rolling out something new finally, but only to a small group. So, if you want in, scan this QR code and I will give you the heads up before anyone else. Lots of love, big hug, God bless.